broadcast the race. The Royal Box was right next to the press box at Epsom, and the Queen had a television set there, so I called the first two furlongs, training my glasses on the Queen's television set.
But it's Royal Palace forging to the lead with a furlong and a half to go, and it looks like Australia Day again at Epsom as Royal Palace and George Moore go right away.
From 3Z to RSN Racing and Sport, happy 100th birthday.
At Racing Victoria, we're committed to the future of our racehorses. If you're looking to transition your horse to a rewarding post-racing career, the Off the Track program can help. Reach out today for expert guidance and support with assessing the options. Maybe as an equestrian horse, a companion horse, or even for the clerk of the course. Email equinewelfare@racingvictoria.net.au or call 03 9258 4258. Together, we can give your horse the next chapter in their career.
Go Harvey Norman. Get 10% in gift cards on selected Hisense TVs and home appliances, plus bonus local delivery. Buy a selected Hisense 2025 TV or a selected Hisense fridge, laundry appliance or dishwasher and get 10% of your purchase price in Harvey Norman gift cards and bonus local delivery. Do not miss this huge offer. 10% in gift cards on selected Hisense products plus bonus local delivery. Harvey Norman. Best brands, best range, best prices guaranteed. Conditions and exclusions apply.
Been embalming for approximately 24 years now.
The reason why I joined the funeral industry is because my mum is actually a funeral celebrant and she introduced me to the industry about 12 years ago.
So I've been at Memories and Tributes now for nearly 13 years. I always say to the team that they're not just graphic designers because they're graphic designers that are working with vulnerable people. All of them are very good people.
Get to know the team at tobinbrothers.com.au. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
On RSN Racing and Sport, it's time for the grey areas with Jason Adams and George Ferrugia.
That kid was a human dynamo.
Are you sure you're talking about George?
George of the jungle, friend to you and me.
Good afternoon, this is Grey Areas on your Friday midday. Time to talk all things greyhound racing with plenty on the agenda. We had action on Wednesday at the Bull with Matt Locke taking out back-to-back Warrnambool Cups. Lots happening at Sandown last night. Explicit is back racing in Victoria. Yes. He's at the Meadows tomorrow night. Obscure, multi. Lots going on. Lots going on in the brain of George Ferrugia as well. So welcome you in, my friend. And why aren't you at Magic Round? Because that is a staple of your very busy social calendar, isn't it?
Yeah, I've given it a rest because I went to Gather Round, mate. So you got to pick one code and stick with it. So, yeah, I'm not there. I see Melbourne Storm play Canberra in the last of the game. So, go Storm.
100%. John Henry, good afternoon to you as well.
Howdy doody.
Did you watch the footy last night?
I watched the Women's Rugby League, actually.
Oh, the State of Origin.
And I was going backwards and forwards to Essendon and North Melbourne. I'm glad that... the Bombers have had a win. I feel for the Kangas though, but the Women's Rugby League, and I don't say this with any disrespect, but it was way, way better than I thought it would be. Fantastic. Yep. Absolutely brilliant skills.
Very good. And George, you would have been just as happy as what John was to see Essendon knock off the Roos last night.
No, I was cheering for North Melbourne. My dad barracks for North, and so does my youngest son, Jim Bob. So... yeah, not that he was too worried about it this morning, to be fair, but they should have won that game. Should have.
They should have.
No poise at the end. And what about Zach Merritt?
He was very good, wasn't he?
Unbelievable.
Should they have sent someone to him?
Yeah, probably. I don't. You know, they talk about Harley Reid and all that. You got to throw everything at Zach Merritt, don't you? And we didn't speak about it last week. What about that suspension of Paul Curtis? Where are we going, Jason?
Well, it's hard to justify, isn't it?
Oh,
it really is.
Jeez.
Anyway, a lot happening at North during the week, including a media ban, and that sort of struck my mind, George, as to whether you've ever had some sort of media ban in your media journey. Footy records,
no.
National Greyhound Form, any sort of bans that have been placed on your head?
No, probably a couple of trainers.
a couple of well-known bars you've got life from.
Yeah, some of the people I hang around with have got bans at bars. Yeah, not me personally. They go off when they get cut off. So
for good reason, or sort of Paul
absolutely.
Curtis sort of operation.
Absolutely good reason. Yeah.
Goodness me. Hey, lots happening in the Bull this week. We'll speak about Matt Locke shortly. Any stories that have filtered through from your point of view, George, of anyone who's been down there and got up to any mischief?
No, everyone's seemingly very well behaved, mate, which is rare.
Pleasant surprise.
This time of year. But there'll be a few nursing a few hangovers for sure. But unbelievable. We'll talk about Matlock. That was just incredible, wasn't it?
Yep, indeed. We're going to get to Healesville shortly for the next race there with Victoria Shaw. She's back on deck. And as I said, a lot to cover on the other side, whether it be Matlock's win at the Bull on Wednesday night, whether it be Explicit back in business tomorrow at the Meadows. We've still got a couple of minutes there, George. So let's speak about Matlock now. And look, it's one thing to win feature races in greyhound racing, particularly down here in Victoria, which is a difficult thing to do. To do it back-to-back is something that should be heavily applauded because that is a difficult thing to do, and Matlock was sublime in doing that on Wednesday night.
Yeah, to do it back-to-back and then to do it in quicker time the second time around is just incredible. And he's one of those greyhounds, Jace, that when he gets on a run, it's hard to knock him off his pedestal. And when he begins as cleanly as he does, it was almost identical runs between heat and final. And when you get dogs with that type of consistency, it's incredible. And we keep singing the praises of Michelle Mallia. I think she's done a terrific job with a few of these greyhounds, especially in the Country Cup circuit. Fernando Phil's another one that she's had a lot of success with in this type of range. And yeah, look, he was just incredible. Vincent Bale was great again. Keeps bridesmaiding.
Deja vu, wasn't it? Had that feeling.
Keeps bridesmaiding to Matlock. He probably doesn't want to. He wants to see the back of him, but just an incredible performance. Congratulations to all involved.
And in track record time as well. I mean, you get the feeling that he deserves something like that, don't you? Because he's dominated Warrnambool not only in Country Cup Series, well, that's been the headline, but he holds 3 of the top 6 fastest times there in the past 10 years. So
just incredible.
He is the king of the bull.
Yeah, it's an incredible. It's been a really good litter as well, and he's just done so well. She's done so well with him. Where to now for Matlock? I mean, Harrison Dawson probably has got to be on the cards because he can.
Would
run
you put him back over 500 metres?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, he's equally adept at that. He can run very fast time at Sandown, so. It's a free hit at the stumps. He's won over $250,000 in prize money now, really, without taking out any sort of features in town, has he? I mean, a lot of that prize money.
Well, he would have not even won, I'd say, 3 or 4 city races. So
yeah,
to notch that up the way he has, given that.
Outstanding.
Good example of the prize money on offer at provincial level as well across the state. Race 6 at Healesville's fast approaching. The favourite is the pink, Waltzing Brute for Gavin Ithia. Let's get on track with Victoria Shaw.
Here at Healesville from box 4, got to the outside in 1973. Last race at Warragul from box 2 and looked to have been checked back early with no luck at all. So Waltzing Brute as we're moving in. Punters with it here from the outside alley, drawn the pink. Zipping Mustang looks well placed in 7 as well. As we get set for a start here at Healesville. We'll welcome back our relays. Of course, the boys there with grey areas. Great listening, all the news and greyhound racing right around the state here. Thanks to George Ferrugia and Jason Adams as well. So as we get set for a start here at Healesville, the amber light continues to flash. Race number 6, $2.50 now for Waltzing Brute, the favourite. Drawn the pink rug. Almost all locked away. $4.80, Zippy Mustang drawn alongside in 7. The favourite wears pink. The green light is on. We're ready to run. $3.50 the journey, and they're often chasing a Waltzing Brute. Probably a little slow to get going. Zippy Mustang was nicely away. Good speed the centre there. Richie Romeo's now got to the centre of the track. Braemar Sheila up the centre there as well. Back on the inside looks to be two bays from King Kaboom, but out in front Waltzing Brute. Now cross to the centre, gets out in front, goes forward by about 3 or 4. Irish Brews hot in pursuit, and also Braemar Sheila, but it's all Waltzing Brute on the line by about 6 lengths. Big win. Now running up there into second place was Irish Brew from Braemar Sheila, Braemar Molly. Further there in the run to Zipping Mustang, King Kaboom. 2 bays as well back with Redshift Romeo across the track, and the run 19 and 39. Well, that'll be the best time of the day so far. Waltzing Brute did that easily. Running to victory there, probably, well, just a fraction at the start, but once Waltzing Brute got going, there was no catching him. The son of Flynn from Velocity Whisper, trained by Gavin Ithia at Devon Meadows. And Gavin, well done. Of course, no luck at the circuit at Warragul most recently from box number 2, getting checked back early in the run here. And a stylish performance here at Healesville today. 8, 6 and 5, 8, 6 and 5 as we await 4th place. And that goes to number 4. 8, 6, 5 and 4, 19 and 38. Best time of the day so far. And the run home in 12.71, 19 and 38 the run. So a good performance there to Waltzing Brute.
Thank you, Victoria. 865 and 4. Number 8, Walsing Brute has paid $3 the win and $2 the place. It did start favourite. Ahead of number 6, Irish Brew at $1.30, 5, Braemar Sheila, $2.10, and 4, Braemar Molly. The Quinella, $9.40, Exacta, $11, the Trifecta paid $59, and the first 4, $291, 8654, the running double 5 and 8, and that's the quaddie legs that you need so far. As a running double, it's paid $6, Jason and George.
Thank you, Jumping John. Henry, a couple of text messages have come in. One of them from Tim from Kilsyth. G'day, boys. How good was Matt Locke's win? Very impressive indeed it was, Tim. And also from Mark in Strathmore. How did Chera get off his charge? What was your view on that one, George?
I didn't see the Chera one, sorry. No, so I can't comment. The Paul Curtis one is... I heard him speaking about it on Fox Footy yesterday too, and what is he supposed to do? Like Jason Dunstall said, he actually ran a guy down and tackled him.
Well, the alternative was what Larky did last night, and then it half turned into a sling. So... there is seemingly no perfect way to do it.
They've got to change that. They've got to do something about that.
Something's going to move. Anyway, back on the job here and on the tools as we always are. Sandown last night, and I didn't concentrate on this meeting inch by inch, George, but I just flicked through the results through the midway part of the night, and geez, some of the times that were being ran were superb. Good dogs running them, we must say, but some ripping times run throughout the whole card.
I watched every race, and I want to go through a few of these, and yeah, feel free to jump in when you want, Jace. Peter Prosciutto has spoken about Without a Trace as a potential star for him. And
Is this the one he compared to Idolise?
Yeah.
Somewhat?
And he was really impressive in the first race, 5:04, 29:45. He outpaced Select Airly, who I thought had a mortgage on the race considering its last two runs. So that was a really good run. I thought Irish Bill was a liability from box 8. I think he was almost like a lay at $1.60, but he proved me wrong. He got to that first corner, had to work so hard to get there. He's a talent. He ran 29:38. And of course, Craig McRae's Greyhound Reaper, last two wins have been fantastic. 29:28. He's not brilliant early. He went 5:13, but which is going to be problematic if he draws off the track a little bit, but his win was fantastic. And then we get to the free-for-all, and Paul Oswald, who's a Group 1 winning greyhound, by the way, runs 29:11. I mean...
that 4.99 early, pop that.
Yeah, I know. That was just an unbelievable start to the night. So it was a bit of a poor domination, actually. They won races 4, 5 and 6 really impressively. A couple against some greyhounds that I own, so I was pretty happy with that. But... that was a really, really good meeting. Payback, who's got sort of touch and go form, but ran 34:02. I mean, she showed what she can do at her best. So that was a good little meeting.
Poor domination throughout, as you mentioned, and just casting back to that free-for-all. I mean, you go through the first splits of what these greyhounds ran. 4.99, Poor Oswald. Poor Petrov, 5.19, which was clearly the slowest. Flying Zulu, 5.01. Poor Kwan, 5.05. Here comes Artie, 5.06. Motion Sensor, 5.04. I mean, are free-for-alls hard to win in Victoria, or what?
Oh, they are. How many times have there been multiple greyhounds to break 5 seconds to the marker? There was
on the one night?
Yeah, there was a few last night. My name's Eden for the Whelan clan went 4.98 early and got beat. And Michelle Malia, who's just obviously having a bit of a purple patch, had Doongala Shane run 5 seconds flat and 29:40. Track was good last night, but as you said, you've still got to have a fast dog to run it, and it was a terrific meeting.
Aside from action here in Victoria across the next couple of days, the 7.15 we run at the Gardens in Newcastle tonight, which is the country's richest staying race. And although there's not Victorian interest throughout the final, and it wasn't in the heats either, we see Raiders Guide and Late Night News, who seem to be the leading contenders in that race, George. So, I mean, it's not a vintage edition, clearly, especially given the lack of nominations that we saw throughout the heats, and it doesn't sort of carry the weight that I think the race deserves.
No, it doesn't. It's been maybe because we're here in Victoria, maybe the coverage has been a little bit better in the home state of New South Wales, but it's seemingly been a little bit flat for the world's richest staying race. There's a little bit of a romantic narrative around Raiders Guide, isn't it? I think he becomes Tasmania's highest prize money earner of all time if he were to win. He's been such a terrific greyhound, shopping at around the $4.50 mark. Late night news we've spoken about, Jace, almost feels like his time, doesn't it? And then two Greek trainers that train greyhounds for me. The Prince, Tom Savalas, has got one in box one. Obviously, Autumn Storm, who's got a little bit of speed and max
Greek,
capacity.
the Prince?
Yeah. And Pete Lagosioni's got max capacity, who's a greyhound that he got from WA, part owned by Peter Cameron, of course, who we know through the national draft. Good luck to everyone involved there in the 7:15.
And aside from that, John, have you got something for us?
Guys, I just need to point out that the first at Wangaratta is about to get underway in just a couple of minutes. We will come back at Wangaratta in the first. It's pretty open, and with Bet365, the favourite for the first is Daniel Boone in a very open market at $4.40 with Logan McNeil. And here are the thoughts this morning of it's Nick Noonan.
I thought it was a competitive race, 7, 1, 2 and 9 were my numbers. I'm going to go with the 7 Telecom, who probably doesn't bring in the strongest form line, but I couldn't have done much more there first up at Kerrang. Sort of last in the early stages, looked like didn't sort of handle the turn all that well there when it lost a fair bit of momentum. But the last 200 was quite stylish work, quickest last 200 of the day. And I think if it was a little bit longer straight there, probably would have rounded them up in a few more strides. So looks a positive, stepping up 200 metres in distance into the 1590. That was his first run there for Smiley Chan. So looks like the new stable may have improved this horse. And I don't think this is the strongest maiden. So this looks the one with the most upside here, the Son of Trapeze artist Telecom. So he goes on top from the one Daniel Boone, who had jumped out really well leading into his first run at Pakenham. Settled on speed there, so $2.40 favourite, and weak and late. Maybe stepping up to 1,600 or around that mark is going to be a big positive for him. And you have to respect that market support that was there for him on the debut run, but he did very much underwhelmed given those expectations. To exceed success, best run for the campaign last start. Looks like he's trending the right way this campaign. And I thought 9 Big Bertha just didn't handle the track there first up. This is one of the biggest horses you'll see in the mounting yard. She's an absolute behemoth. So Wangaratta track's going to suit her. She'll get back and be hitting the line strongly late, and I think she can improve rapidly here. 7, 1, 2 and 9.
7, 1, 2 and 9. Gentlemen, they're going to be a bit late at Wangaratta.
Thank you, John. Aside from that 7:15 interstate, George, with the ladies' bracelet on Wentworth Park tomorrow night, she's that girls, one of the leading contenders. We've seen a little bit of her here in Victoria through the Launching Pad series, and then Overflow Bow in the Bob Payne. The Mandurah Derby is tonight as well. Iconic Jet to go around as short price favourite there for Shane the Train Williams.
Yes, and I think the WA Derby is approaching as well, so some riches out west for sure. I love seeing Overflow Bow back. He was a really, really talented greyhound before the injury and looked like he was absolutely top class. He even came to Victoria for a bit of a stint as well. So good to see him back. Good luck to all people involved there tomorrow night at Wentworth Park.
Yep, indeed. We'll speak about the Meadows further after this race at Wangaratta, but good to see Explicit back in an FFA.
Yes.
A free-for-all, as we like to call it down here in Melbourne.
Yeah, a female of mine had a litter of pups to him throughout the week as well, Explicit, so they'll be cheering Dad on. And we get Rocky 4 as well. We'll talk about that after Wangaratta.
Yep, the Veterans Race, which features Trooper-Tears and also Hector Fawley. Have done battle in just about all of those advertised Veterans races that we've seen in the city over the past month. But it's time to get to Wangaratta, and tell you what, one man is calling there today. I'd love to have him as the third host on Grey Areas, George. TB, Terry Bailey.
Oh, absolutely.
He's a greyhound man. He absolutely loves it. Can we get there now, John? Let's get there. Race 1, the opener at Wangaratta. Let's head with TB, Terry Bailey.
Moving into the machine, Jingu Express, who's been given a chance in the race, is coming forward, well drawn at gate number 3. Showtime Sonic moves up. Siege Perilous to move in, and the favourite Telecom, the black horse, to come forward. 8 races on the program. We're nearly set. Telecom runs the strongly back favourite for the opener. Got a nice run to the first bend and a long run down the back straight, and then a big sweeping circle turn. Raylan the True, good 4. Siege Perilous moves in, and they're set for the running of the first. Lights on. Racing now and slow to go, Big Bertha. She stood there and missed it by 2 or 3 lengths. Exceed Success fast away with Daniel Boone on the fence and Translucent Angel the centre. Not far away Telecom, but just a little bit deep. 3 wide at the moment, looking to get in. On the fence is Fear No One, and there followed by Jingu Express, a length and a half to Neve. Showtime Sonic getting back with Siege Perilous and Big Bertha 3 away. Inside the 1200, Daniel Boone's got the mouth open. He leads the way about a neck on Exceed Success. Translucent Angel 3 deep. Telecom now 1 from the fence, running 4th from Fear No One. They're walking. A length and a half to Jingu Express. Showtime Sonic, Neve. Making ground, Big Bertha off a very, very slow tempo. And Siege Perilous is giving the leaders a big start. It's back about 10 lengths from the leader. 800 to go. Daniel Boone made play. Still got the mouth open, led by a neck on Exceed Success. Translucent Angel tracking them. 2.5 Telecom getting mobile. Making ground is Jingu Express coming with a run. They were followed by Fear No One under the pump. Siege Perilous coming around the outside of Neve. Well back Big Bertha and Showtime Sonic as heads turn for home. Daniel Boone, the front runner, Exceed Success on terms. A length away is Translucent Angel. Here comes Siege Perilous and Telecom inside of it. They're both coming with runs, and further back Jingu Express. Daniel Boone, a shot duck, and heading the front wide out is Siege Perilous along with Telecom. And then came Jingu Express running on well. The leader on the inside is Telecom. Siege Perilous drawing up to it. Telecom fights. Telecom in front in the shadows, and the opening favourite wins. Telecom from Siege Perilous. Photo third. Wide out on the track, possibly third. Jingu Express from Exceed Success, and they were followed making ground by Big Bertha. Well back Showtime Sonic. Daniel Boone had a heart attack. Well back Translucent Angel, Neve, and Fear No One, a shocker last in. Stand by for the numbers after the running of the first on the card. Telecom, the winner, was in front of Siege Perilous, who just gave it too much start. He had to go back. He had a bad draw, and he had to go back as where the other horse had a good draw. He was 3 deep in the initial stages, then found a spot, and he started to improve, chasing out after the leaders as heads turned for home. And the $3.50 favourite, or near enough too, has been successful, winning it and winning it well. Telecom for Smiley Chan. He's done a good job with his small stable, hasn't he? Finds winners. Couple of nice horses. This horse running 4th at Kerrang. No real joy there. And the son of Trapeze Artist. He's not as big as Trapeze Artist. He was a big, strong boy. He's out of a Piero mare in Satellites for S. Cheng, and he's been able to win and win well. Second going to Siege Perilous, who's run a really credible race for this maiden grade, a Camelot 3-year-old for Team Friedman and Liam Reardon, so the gelding operations helped there. And Jingu Express looked a bit of a chance turning for Andrew Dale and Corey Parrish. Start number 10 with another placing. 4th going to Exceed Success. 7, 6, 10 and 2. And the profile of the favourite, or one of the favourites, Daniel Boone, was right off the mark there. He was very disappointing.
7, 6, 10 and 2 from Terry. 7, 6, 10 and 2. Guys, I'll let you know when I've got those divs at Wangaratta after the first.
Thank you, John. Speaking about the Meadows tomorrow night, Explicit lines up in race 8, the best sprinter in Australia over the past 12, 18 months, George, and you'd reckon he's pretty close to a moral tomorrow night.
Yeah, I think he will be winning tomorrow. I think... he's one of my best. I mean, we're not speaking out. We're going old school tomorrow. We're tipping him, and we are also tipping Hector Fawley, who's got a lead Alex Strawn next to him, who does use a little bit of the track. And I think Hector Fawley's record off box 1, 11 starts, 7 wins, 2 placings, most of them in top grade. I think he will tie the series at 2-2 in this best of 7.
We need to see him go punch for punch, don't we? Because I think in all 3, they both haven't had a clear run. We'd love to see him side by side through the first.
Yeah, because there's an argument to suggest that Trooper Tears has probably come back better than what Hector Fawley has. I mean, his times are, running low 29.10s and that. But then again, Hector Fawley did go 29.70 at the Meadows. So, yeah, you're right. Hopefully we get to see them go pound for pound. Elite Alex, too, has been a very, very talented greyhound, but probably not in the same ilk as those two.
Telecom number 7, $4.30 and $1.50. Alana Kelly in the first at Wangaratta beat 6. Siege Perilous at $2. 10 Jingu Express $2.50 and 2 Exceed Success. The Quinella $10, Exacta 19, the Trifecta 98, and the first 4 $428.
Thank you, John. Tips for the Meadows tomorrow night, George.
Yeah, so race 4, number 1, Hector Fawley. I think he can turn the tide here. I think he's drawn well. I think he'll hold a forward position and be very, very hard to beat. I can't go past Explicit, so I'm going to have these in a multi because I don't think there's going to be much value with Explicit, but vacant box on his inside. Not that he's a fence crasher, but I just think he'll get room to move and be incredibly hard to beat. And the other one I like is later in the program, race 11, number 1, Aston Guitar for Paul Abella. I think he's better than what his recent form suggests. If you go back to February, his 2 wins back-to-back at Sandown and Shepparton were good, and he's got a solid record from inside draws, and I think he'll be hard to beat.
All right, not long until the 7th race at Hillsville. Geez, that coming around quick. Some updates on some superstar greyhounds, George.
Yes.
Explicit, we know, is engaged at the Meadows tomorrow night in the free-for-all excavation. He's going to have one more trial and then head into heats of the Harrison Dawson on Thursday night. Tim Zoo, same deal. Hotel Whiskey One's got some scar tissue, giving him some grief, so he won't be a part of the Ballarat Cup Series coming up, albeit unlikely, and they're eyeing off Queensland. And then Deadly Avenger, the Sandgroper winner from last week, trialling at Sandown Park today. So we'll head out there and get some consent.
And also in the hub, good to see him back into form, winning at the Meadows in fast time on Wednesday. Are we doing some obscure stuff?
How long do we have after this Hillsville race, John?
It'll be a couple of minutes, but only a couple.
Let's start with it now, George. What have you got for us? This is my favourite time of the week.
Okay,
you know this.
I'm going to go just really plain here, and it's $2.10 combined, but I think they'll both win. The Western Bulldogs will beat Port Adelaide tomorrow in Ballarat, and Adelaide will beat Carlton at Footy Park. At Adelaide Oval. So Western Bulldogs into Adelaide, and we're shopping it around the $2.10 mark. And after Hillsville, we've got an obscure election special.
Yes.
For tomorrow's big day.
We're not getting involved with coloured ties and things like that, are we?
No, none of that garbage. Let's see how we go.
Magnificent. All right, looking forward to that on the other side of Hillsville. I want to press George about something as well. I want to turn a new segment into the Ferrugia file. We know he's one of the biggest owners across the country. He's unstoppable, and the listeners want the mail on his greyhounds going around over the next few days. More on that soon. Race 7 at Hillsville. Favourite is number 1, County Kildare. Let's get to Victoria Shore on track.
Thereafter, I think did get to the outside of the track late in that event, but was certainly tightened for room. So County Kildare off the inside here today. First look at the Hillsville straight under race conditions, and mild-mannered, well supported also. $3.10, $2.30. County Kildare off the inside, drawn the red and favourite. Moving in at Hillsville for the 7th, thanks to Pit Stop Motor Repairs, $3.50 the journey. They're getting set. The favourite in the red, $2.50, $2.90 now for mild-mannered. County Kildare, the favourite, the green light is on. And they're often chasing in County Kildare, a lovely getaway. Good speed, the centre, Blame Esmeralda with Sarah Louise charging forward nicely. Latin Rhythm there as well. Hard Road to the outside run. Squiggly Pupper up the centre of the track as mild-mannered and Sarah Louise gets out in front. Coming with the run now is Latin Rhythm on the inside. Trying to line them up. It's mild-mannered, Sarah Louise. And out in front, mild-mannered goes the line and wins. Sarah Louise was next. County Kildare got to the outside to run about third. In advance there of Latin Rhythm. Blame Esmeralda, Destiny Paladin, Squiggly Pupper, one of the last in with Hard Rotor. And the run, 19 and 53, mild-mannered. Running to victory here, 19 and 53, as we wait the numbers officially in the frame here at Hillsville. Number 8, Strong Run. Well, last race from box 6 and was held up a couple of times here at the track, and today from the outside alley, certainly enjoyed the clear passage early. 8, 4 and 1 in the frame, 8, 4 and 1. Sarah Louise, a good run. And in third place, County Kildare getting to the near outside of the track. And fourth in number 6, Latin Rhythm.
So those divs I'll get for you shortly, but another trifecta, 8, 4, 1 and 6 at Hillsville. You need 588 to be alive in the quaddie.
A text has come in not too long ago. Matt Locke would be the best country sprinter going around at the moment from a gentleman very closely connected to Matt Locke. That is Matty Field. Georgie, your election special tomorrow. Give it to us.
Can't wait for the sausage sizzle, by the way. It's the best part of voting.
Onion?
Yeah, onion sauce and mustard. You got to do both. The Coalition to win over 61.5 seats at $2.30. Okay, that's the bet.
What are you laughing about?
Well, I just can't believe the drift. I mean, it looks like Labor are going to win it, but they have absolutely blown a gale, the Coalition, but I think they'll get more votes than what people think. So Coalition plus 61.5.
Absolutely love it. All right, now I mentioned the Ferrugia file just before. Let's get into it. Bendigo, race 5, number 1 today, Libra Court.
Yeah, no hope.
Wentworth Park tomorrow night. Who have you got? I don't know this
Summer
one.
Quinn, yeah. Just
Can win?
Yep.
What race?
Race 2, number 1.
Race 2, number 1, Wentworth Park. He said just wins. Ballarat Monday. Race 2, number 1, Articulate.
Place at best.
Race 6, number 8, $1 Short.
Place at best.
Race 7, number 8, Pine Bluff.
Each way hope, Pine Bluff.
So Wentworth Park's the place to be.
Is that all I got? Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, that's all I got so far.
All I was good enough to find it.
You said I'm flying. I can't win a race this week.
Oh, come on.
Valenzuela got beaten by In the Hub, and Van Wyck got beaten yesterday.
Groovebird's been a slouch over the last 6 months, hasn't she?
Yeah, she trialled yesterday. She went okay, so hopefully we get her back. Happy birthday, Steve, your old man.
Yes,
is that what you want to say?
It's his birthday today, so all the best to Stevie.
Is he burning the Collingwood polo? Is that part of his gift?
Please.
We'll have plenty of time to do it soon, but we're going to the pub tonight to sink into a few cold refreshments.
Good. Well done, Steve.
Which we love to do. George, thank you. John Henry.
No worries.
You have a great weekend. Enjoy the wedding tomorrow. Looking forward to the debrief on Wednesday.
Yes. I want to see you cut some moves on the dance floor, mate.
I don't dance, mate.
Couple of limoncellos.
What about after half a dozen VBs?
I'll sing, but I won't dance.
Oh, that'll do us.
I'll sing, but I won't dance.
That'll do us. Thanks, mate.
See you guys.
To hear all of today's Australian racing, listen to RSN Extra. That's on digital radio in Melbourne, on the RSN app, and streaming at rsn.net.au.
Saturday, a new date for the anniversary vase.